Hi. 2025 was the most successful year for my YouTube channel yet, so I wanted to make a little thank you video and talk through a couple things and let you know my plans for this year. For some of you, this might actually be the first time you're seeing my face, and if so, sorry for all this. Most of you will know what kickstarted my channel's growth last year was a video I made in April about a charmingly minimalist racing manager called Golden Lap. What most of you probably don't know is how that came about. I've always loved making content. Even when I was a teenager, as a kid, I would edit videos just for fun. But currently, in the last few years especially, like how dark the world has been, I started streaming in 2020 during the pandemic era, just to try and spread some light and some joy into what is currently a very dark world. Like, I don't take games too seriously. I'm just there to kind of entertain people, or, you know, if they have a bad day, they can switch on a Cush video or a stream and just have a laugh and feel slightly better about things, maybe, or just at least forget about everything and what's going on, right? If that's the best I do, that's still enough. So I actually streamed primarily on Twitch between late 2020, early 2021, and I retired, quote unquote, early 2025 back in March. I've been streaming for a few years at that point, and it didn't quite feel the same as when I first started streaming. So I wanted to kind of take a step back and just say, is this really something I want to do, make content, or is it always just something that for me was something I do as a hobby or in my own time or something like that? It only took a month until I was playing a game, Golden Lap, and decided, you know what, I'm just going to record this and just see if I fancy making a video out of it. Just for the fun of it, right? Just to see what would happen. And at the time, my YouTube channel was only getting maybe 100, 200 views per video, like not even 200. It was 100 was a good day. And then I recorded this video and I thought, you know what, I'll just edit it together. I'll stick it up. And the response was ridiculous. Like it was insane. I think it's currently sitting at over 180,000 views, which is wild to me that 180,000 people would want to listen to me talk. This video definitely won't get 180,000 views. It's not meant to be a big view thing. It's more for people that are already watching me. That and the fact that the first three episodes now all have over 100,000 views is one of the reasons I will love Golden Lap forever, to be honest. You know, I became a YouTube partner because of it. The views rocketed up, and now in fact, I've only had one video since that's done less than 500 views. And if you consider where I was before that, when 100 views was a good day, things have just vastly improved. I have you guys to thank for that, so thank you. It is, however, a bit of a double-edged sword to have that kind of success, which I'll touch on a little bit later. YouTube is not my full-time job. You know, I do this in my spare time, so it's hard sometimes to hit a very regular and quantitative schedule where there's a lot of videos coming out. And I know that can sometimes be a problem for staying relevant, or whatever the term is that the kids are saying these days. But also things like being sick, like I was sick over a lot of December and the early of January. Things like that can really hamper your production pipeline. I think the most important thing to keep in mind for both me and for you guys as viewers is that this will be a roller coaster, and it always will be. We will have good videos that do really well, like the early Golden Lap videos. We will have, you know, less successful videos that don't do so well, like the Arc Raiders video. But even those videos will teach me things. I learned a lot from the Arc Raiders video, you know, some of what to do, some of what to not do, and especially how the production process would work on different kinds of videos. I've also learned a lot over the last year generally, especially using tools like DaVinci Resolve, which is a fantastic video editor, DaVinci Fusion within that for making like complex graphics and things like that, and ChatGPT for refining prompts of image generation and things like that for interstitials in, for example, the Golden Lap videos. So this will be a bit of a roller coaster journey that we go through together. You know, some videos will do really well, some will not, but that's okay. I don't rely on the YouTube income or content creation income in general to survive. What I do for my full-time job keeps me comfortable. And so it's more for just kind of telling stories or giving people that feeling that I mentioned towards the start about, you know, in such a dark world that we live in at the moment, trying to just give them something to look forward to or something to enjoy that takes their mind off things, if nothing else. A lot more of you are watching the videos now than were before the first Golden Lap episode. So thank you to everybody for the views, the lovely comments, how long you viewed for, because YouTube actually really values for recommending a video how long people watch for. And a lot of my videos get, considering they're hour-long videos, get quite good average view duration, which is how long you spend on the video. So if you ever want to help me out, watch more of the video, you know, leave it playing. No, don't. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. Thank you. Just thank you. Last year was incredible, and it really kind of gave me the chance to make videos like I'd always wanted to make videos and tell stories through games, which is something that I want to get back to in 2026. You know, a bunch of you have made so many lovely comments on the videos, about being your new favorite creator, which is a bit of a shoe to fill, or just the way you love my style or the voices that I do for characters and things like that. So again, thank you. I know it's very cliche to say, but the growth of the channel would not happen without the audience and without you guys, the viewers. So thank you. I truly appreciate it. Other than watching all the way through, if you did want to specifically help the videos with the algorithm or telling YouTube that it's a good video to watch, just use the hype feature. There'll maybe be a little graphic here somewhere that'll explain to you how that works, but I think it's on mobile, but it's essentially like likes, but worthwhile. Still like the video and everything, but likes and subscribers don't really matter to the algorithm anymore. So if you want to support, it's watching the video all the way through and it's hitting the hype button when videos come out. Now, on to 2026. I have 3 goals for 2026. Number 1, my main goal is to lose weight. So this is not related to content, but I think I have put on more pounds than my channel subscriber count has. It's something that I need to sort in during the course of this year because it's not healthy where I'm at the moment. But content-wise, my main goal at the moment is to put out at least 2 videos per month. It's hard to kind of stay attached to a channel when they only upload every month or so. Other creators do that, so it's not impossible. But for me, I like making videos, and I think with how I've adjusted to the life of having a YouTube channel on the side of my work, I think I will hit that. I don't know if I'll hit it every single month, but I'm hoping to. I think December was a good example of this because that's when until I got sick, that was when I was in my full flow of content production. So I'm hoping I can produce more of that and you guys can see more of that. And my third goal, or second content goal, is going to be to complete at least 2, maybe 3 games on stream during this year. I have started streaming again. It's definitely not in the same way I used to stream. There's no regular schedule. It's just me chilling with the community, playing some games. If you want to come see some story games that I've got in my backlog that I think I really need to play through, and streams give me an excuse to spend the time doing that, then come along. We're currently playing Claire Expedition 33. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. We're playing Expedition 33. I'm loving it. I understand why it's Game of the Year, Indie Game of the Year, and whatever other games of the year it became, because it's good. It's really good. Up until that point, Dispatch and Arc Raiders were my big 2, but yeah. So firstly, to the core pillars of my community, the core viewers, the ones that love the variety and watch pretty much most of what I put out, I think 2026 is going to be a really great year of content. I'm bringing back more of what made Golden Lap, Precinct Episode 1 and Hollywood Animal Episode 1 successful. And that is leaning more into the lore of the games and the kind of headcanon that we're creating. What made the Golden Lap series really successful is I wasn't just playing the game. You know, I was creating stories for these dots and the people behind the dots. For Hollywood Animal, we had people in the studio that I was making stories for. So that's something I want to get back to a lot more this year because I think that's what people really enjoy. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think that's what people tend to enjoy most about my content. But also improving the content from the lessons I've learned from the videos that didn't do too well. Like, I love making more cinematic stories like the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 story or the Arc Raiders story. But the way I delivered those videos wasn't necessarily optimal. And I'm starting to learn more about how to kind of make content for specific audiences. And I guess I'm starting to learn how to be a better YouTuber. So this means more great games like Hollywood Animal, News Tower, and all that kind of good stuff. I'm planning on taking more of what I'm calling an SMS approach, which is going to be games centered around strategy management and simulation more than anything else. Won't always be all 3 categories, but it will be anything from simulation games to strategy games to management games and things like that. So this might mean, you know, strategy games like Civ. It might mean simulation games like Schedule 1 or something along those lines where you kind of almost role play as a thing. Either way, it's going to be a great time, and I'm really looking forward to the list of games that I've got currently and any that come out this year that will turn out to be hidden gems like Golden Lap was last year. And so to my purely Racing Manager viewers, because I know some of you exist and you want the channel just to make Racing Manager content, even though I won't do that, there will still be Racing Manager content on the channel. Namely, F1 Manager is the next one in line. It's going to be the same genre as Golden Lap, obviously, but still counts as variety a bit because it's not just the same game over and over again. It also technically has a bigger player base than Golden Lap, so it may even see more success than the later or even maybe earlier Golden Lap episodes, although I'm not expecting that. The format of that series I still need to nail down properly. I think it's either going to be a really long video per episode, per race weekend, so like a 2-3 hour video, because obviously you've got to get in practice, quali, and the race, or break it up into 2 and have a weekend of back-to-back videos where one is practice and quali and then one is the race. It's going to be a lot more focus on the race action and the broadcast than the in-between parts of development. I might, do little bits on like driver management or contracts and things like that. The engineering side will be probably very minimal because my interest mostly in F1 is to do with the on-track action and the entertainment value that I can provide through it. So the biggest question I was asked since the finale of the Golden Lap Season 1 is, will there be a Season 2? And the answer to that is maybe. I know, super helpful, right? Initially, the success of the channel was a huge disparity between Golden Lap videos and anything else. Early into the series of Golden Lap, I realized that I could have made the whole series of Golden Lap one after the other before playing anything else. But the problem with that is with how small my channel was and with how many views the Golden Lap series was getting, I would have ended up boxed in where my videos on YouTube got recommended 99% to just Racing Manager players and viewers. And like I said, that's not my core audience, right? My core audience is people that enjoy a variety of games that I play and not just the Racing Manager games. I needed to avoid that kind of boxing in or niching by the algorithm. And so I started putting out more variety earlier. Now with F1 Manager coming up and the most important variety of games as well, a second season of Golden Lap is going to be very difficult to fit in. There is a possibility of a Golden Lap Season 2, but for that to happen, first, the non-Racing Manager content would need to perform as well as the Racing Manager content on the channel. That way, even if Golden Lap then does well again, it won't force the algorithm to put me, only in Racing Manager players or viewers laps. No pun intended with the laps. The TLDR of that is I need to build up more of my core audience rather than the algorithm building the wrong audience for me to really kind of justify making more Racing Manager content on the channel. Otherwise, it's just going to further the problem of being put in the wrong box. Does that make sense? If you don't understand what I mean, comment below and I'll happily try and explain it to you. I could do it as like a member-only series or a Patreon series or a Ko-fi series, but I feel like that might not be the way to go, even if it's going to be like less cut episodes or director's cut kind of episodes. Let me know if a paid Golden Lap series would be better than no Golden Lap, but I don't think that's the way people would want to go. That said, in the immediate future, there will be 2 Golden Lap videos that are coming out. One will be a dev interview. I'm sitting down with Fun Selector this week and I'm really looking forward to that. And then the other one will be a kind of recut of the full season in its entirety. So that if we do never end up making a Season 2, there's one video there that someone can just put on and have Golden Lap on all day if they want. Just put it on repeat. Like I was saying earlier, average view duration, it'll help hugely. Just stick it on play, go to sleep, leave it on for 3 days. So as we come to the end of this, there was a few questions that people asked me on a post I put out about making this video towards the end of last year. First one was, will you pick up Hollywood Animal again? News Tower is canonically the sequel to Hollywood Animal, and it starts in 1930. So it would be very difficult to pick back up Hollywood Animal and for it to make sense in the calendar years. The only way I can think to do it would be when News Tower ends, to play Hollywood Animal offline to the point that it reaches that time and then reopen Hollywood Animal. What I'm more likely to do is play Hollywood Animal on stream at some point, maybe, because I've been playing it offline actually more and more, especially in the last month. And it's been so much fun. It is a great game. Definitely go get it if you haven't got it already, but probably not YouTube videos anytime soon. Will there be more of the games you've already played? So I've obviously addressed this with Hollywood Animal already, but there will be more News Tower. I think there's going to be an episode 3 of News Tower at least, and probably more of that if people still enjoy it. I would also really like to do a second video of Precinct. I think Precinct was really good. It was up there with one of my favorites to make and even edit, but to record was just so much fun. So maybe that, but anything from before the Golden Lap season, so things like Hitman and stuff. My editing style has changed, my content style has changed. I no longer use a face cam in my videos, so that's probably not going to happen. But maybe. I mean, never say never, right? What if I bring back the Wandering Village? Only the real fans know that one. And finally, are you going to be the worst team in F1 Manager, or are you going to make your own team? Both. You know me, I don't like to have the easy road in games like that. I like to do the whole 0 to hero thing like we did with Knight. And if Carlos Rodriguez had just got past Rinaldi, we'd have made doesn't matter. The point is, it will be both. I'm going to create my own team. I have a livery from when I did an offline save, and I love the livery, so we're going to use that, and we're going to create our own team and be the worst on the grid, probably, or at least near the back. It will also be alternate universe, and there will be a couple of mods in place. I want to edit the database. There's a couple of drivers I want to change from the real world. There's a couple of driver moves I want to do in this alternate universe storyline. And it will take place, I guess, in 2024, because that's when the season is set for the game and there's no F1 Manager 2025. So there will still be things like DRS and, you know, it will match more the 2024 season than the 2026 season. But if the 2026 season is anything like 2025 IRL, maybe we don't want 2026. Anyway, that's it. I hope you found this enjoyable, fun, or just wanted to laugh at my face for a while. We have a Discord. I'll put that down here somewhere. If you like the variety of content, you know, that I make, and you like more than just the Racing Manager games, come join, come have a chat. We're a small community, but we're tight-knit. You know, we like to be nice to each other, so it's a good vibe. All right, so the next video I think you should see will be on the left over here, and I'll see you over there. Cush out.